Hello everybody, I hope they are good because I am. Yesterday's projection played out perfectly. I'll go again through the analysis so we can see it in hindsight too. This was our weekend range over here, okay? And then on weekends, well, I always tell you the same. We usually see some kind of a range because there is not much volatility and not much liquidity in the market, okay? So usually also what you see on Mondays are a false move. Okay, that could either be to the upside or to the downside. I chose for different reasons to the upside. Okay, to me, the false move for Monday was confirmed by this pump during the Asian session because usually most Asian pumps get retraced. All right, so when I see Asia pumping like this non-stop, I don't trust that move. All right, now if you notice here, we were saying that London needed to hold in this zone over here. They did. That's perfect. And they set this retail resistance trend line, okay? Is this one that you have marked? Let me mark it in yellow so you can see it better. Okay, that one there. So that's your retail resistance line. And you know that the retail, if they are going to position in shorts, they're going to place their stop losses right above this resistance line, okay? So that's when you can think the idea of a stop hunt might occur. You can see here, if we go to the 15 minutes time frame, you can even see better here how, you just follow the line. It's insane. Okay, but then you have the stop hunt there between the 4-hour 50 MA and the daily 50 MA. We see that one was a very big resistance, and then you can see price dumping. Now we were expecting price. When I see Asia pumping, then what I need is to see London holding at the highs. Okay, because if London comes all the way here, then I'm not interested because there is no much profit in this zone. But if he holds here, you have all of this room for profit. Okay, so that's what you need to see. Then if London holds, you can imagine seeing right at the start of the New York session. That's why I made this line over here, and it followed it. A stop hunt, okay, right at the start of the session. Why? Because many traders are waiting for the New York session to open, and if they start to see New York pumping, they're gonna say, okay, we're gonna have a bullish session. I'm gonna go long. Okay, so in here, what the market maker is essentially doing is hitting the short stop losses and also trapping breakout traders to the upside. Okay, traders that think that price is gonna continue going higher. That's why also it's very important to know where your 50 MAs are in high time frame, because you know that here you have the 50 MA in the daily time frame. This line, purple line, is the 50 MA in the daily time frame. This is a massive resistance. Again, my trade would have been invalidated when we saw something like this, okay? Because then you know the price can continue higher. But that's your invalidation. That's why you always have to plan invalidation. Now, you can see that New York, after the stop hunt, didn't do much, really, It continued holding in this zone over here and closed in this zone. But then here, you have the chance to go short again. Okay, if you didn't catch this stop hunt here, okay, for example, you could have entered here blindly. I waited and I didn't because I wanted to see if they were gonna hit the 50 MA first. So then, when I saw this candle, okay, closing below it, this red candle, then I was looking for entry points. Okay, I don't remember what I entered. I was in the 400 zone. But again, I don't know if it was, let me try to figure it out. Could it be in one of these candles, maybe? Could be. Then a place where you could have entered again is in this zone here, because you can see the price goes, well, the New York session closes here, okay, in this candle here. And then you can see price is getting rejected at the 50 MA in the 15 minutes time frame. So that's your confirmation that price might continue going down in the Asian session, all right? At that time, I didn't even check the charts. I only had the chart like this because I was on my phone. And just by looking how price was, developing, I knew what I had a feeling that Asia was going to dump. But if you want to be more technical, then yes, you had this confirmation here that we are right now below resistance, all right? So that, I hope that was clear. Let's go to the 1 hour time frame. I want to show you that I haven't moved the lines. They just magically follow it. If we check this is what I posted on Twitter after the video. Okay, this was during the London session. Okay, let me see so you can see it better. And you're gonna be able to see that I haven't moved anything, all right? This just happened, it almost went perfect. You can see it's amazing, honestly, how the trading sessions work. Also in the Sunday update, I was saying that there was no really big announcements this week, so you could expect to see the psychological weekly pattern and the trading sessions playing out better this week. Okay, you also have to know by looking at the context of the week that you are in, what type of strategies you can do in a more efficient way. And in my case, I had it very clear that it was the psychological weekly pattern and also the trading sessions. I thought they were gonna play out well, and also on Monday you can see the first day they play out well. Okay, so that's good. But now let's move to the next thing. What do I think price is up to? Okay, what do I think Bitcoin might do next? Okay, we've been saying that we have this week here to the downside. Okay, this week to the downside is quite, I would say, suspicious, right? Because you can see that it's a week of they pumped from the week at 2% exactly. So you can see the price goes from 25,800 to 26,318. So that's a $500 week in the 4-hour time frame, and in the 1-hour time frame is very similar. You can see here it's extremely similar. Okay, it closes at 26,302. Okay, so it's almost the same candle, the same week. That's why I think that we're gonna come back to this week. Now, on the Sunday update, you'll remember that what I was anticipating was this. Let me go to the 1-hour time frame. I was telling you that we have the weekend range here. Let me mark it for you guys. This is your weekend range. And then I was projecting a false move on Monday. We've got it. And then during the rest of the week, until Wednesday or Thursday, you could see the week's trend. Okay, and that would be towards the week. Could be 50% of the week, or even sweep of the lows. Okay, but at least the 50% of the week has to get filled. So that would take us somewhere like this. And then if we see, if we continue seeing price going down today and tomorrow, then I would suggest that Wednesday or Thursday to close shorts that profit. Okay, because it's usual that during the midweek, Wednesday or Thursday, you see some kind of reversal. Okay, and that could take you again to maybe the weekend range again. All right, so obviously, where are you going to prefer to close your shorts if you open shorts in this zone? Okay, are you going to prefer to close them here, or are you going to prefer to close them here? Of course here, right? So don't be greedy. If you are in profit this week is going to be an interesting one because some things are developing. For example, we have now the problem of debt ceiling, okay? And they want to try to close a deal for this week. I believe they're going to close a deal. I know that, there is some people that want chaos saying that, oh, they might not agree and extend the debt ceiling. I think that's very unlikely because everybody knows that if that happens, the economy of the United States would go to the floor. So they're adding pressure to each other, asking for demands, but at the end they're gonna come to an agreement like they've done before. That's what I think. Now, is it possible that they close the deal this week? That's what I don't know. Okay, I don't have a crystal ball, but they are talking about it. I think today is Tuesday. Yes, today they have a meeting, President Biden with the House Speaker McCarthy. So let's see what they say in the meeting. It might not be something that big, but be ready for any big news, okay? That they've come to an agreement during this week. That could potentially make a move, okay? I'm trying to figure it out. I'm still trying to think how the market would react to it, okay? How the S&P would react to it, because in a way, yes, I mean, it's the only choice that you have, but it's still a bad choice, okay? Might be priced in. It might be priced in, but the moment that those news are released, saying that they've come to an agreement, there is gonna be, I expect, a lot of volatility in the market, okay? So, be careful that it doesn't catch you in a high leverage trade. That's what I'm telling you. In bull markets, when everything goes up, yes, you can maybe take more leverage trades, but now in a bear market is a market purely driven by data. You have to be very careful, okay? Because anything that a president or a CEO says, it can literally shake the market. Okay, so be cautious. I will tell you, stay tuned with the news. It's quite important in this type of environment. Yes, I'm expecting this week to get filled. Hopefully, we can see getting filled this week. But if we don't see getting filled this week, that's still gonna be our target for maybe next week, okay? Because I think that this week, I mean, $500 a week in the 1 hour and the 4 hour time frame, it needs to get filled. It's as simple as that. I would say that one of the keys is to try to think like a retail trader sometimes, okay? Because you can't think like a market maker if you don't know how the retail trader thinks, okay? Now, I know probably many traders are starting to draw some kind of trend lines like this. To be honest, I don't even know how they draw it, but maybe something like this. I don't know. They will draw trend lines like this, and they'll say, okay, price went up from here, price went up from here, again from here too. So when this happens, okay, just imagine that if price comes to this trend line again, the retail trader is gonna place longs, okay? Imagine what would happen if one of these times, it might be this time, maybe the next one, price just goes down, okay? There is gonna be a lot of traders that have long limit orders in this trend line that are gonna be underwater and they're gonna get stopped. Well, stop or liquidated if they don't have a stop loss. Okay, so that's adding you to the idea that price, it's behaving like this, but price will eventually come down, or at least that's what I think. Okay, now is it possible that we see some kind of quite an aggressive push first to bring price down again? I don't discard it, but I think this will take longer to play out, or at least that's what I think. Okay, for now, thinking more about a psychological weekly pattern. That is the weekend range, Monday's false move, then you have the week strength from Tuesday until Wednesday or Thursday to the downside, okay, maybe to fill this week, and then a little retrace, okay? So that's what I'm keeping an eye on, but of course, I can't dismiss the idea that they're gonna do a bigger pump here, okay, and then they can bring price down again. Because yes, usually when you see also trending like this, okay, it's normal to see right before the breakdown. I've seen many times before that they do quite an aggressive move. So then there is gonna be a lot of people that feel that they have missed out on this pump. So they're gonna wait again for the touch of this trend line to go long heavily, okay? And that's when they drop it. So yes, that's another scenario, okay? Again, if this plays out, I don't think this would be this week. I think it would take longer to come all the way to the week. So yes, what I mean to say is that if we see a pump like this week, then forget about the week until next week. All right. Now let's go to higher block. See if we can find some liquidity, some liquidations. Okay. See if they can add confluence to our chart. Okay, we're in high block capital. Let's see how those liquidations are looking. Okay, we're in the 7 days time frame. Let's have a look. Oh wow. Okay, there is quite a liquidity to the upside, to be honest. To the downside 26,400, but there is a lot more to the upside, at least in lower time frame. Okay, you have a lot of liquidity at 27,800 and 27,850, and also at 28,400. Okay, this zone, it matches with the previous high because there is always liquidity above previous highs and below previous lows. You can have a look here what happened. Okay, you have a high, then there is a lot of liquidity above the high, and price comes back to it, okay, and hit those liquidations. Could we see the same thing happening now? Might be. That's why I'm telling you that the second scenario that I've told you about, that trend line with the final push up, it might happen. All right. For now, I'm gonna say that I'm still favoring the week to the downside during the rest of the week, but it's pretty much because we are below all the key 50 MAs. I mean, in all time frames. In the 1 hour time frame, I think we're below it. In the 4 hour time frame, in the daily time frame, also in this zone is the daily 50 MA. So in this zone, it's likely to see some kind of rejection. Okay, but if we, for example, start to go above the 4 hour 50 MA, then yes, the second scenario will be more likely to happen, and we might see, a touch of the daily 50 MA for once. Then in the 1 month time frame, let's have a look. Let's see if we can see something interesting. Let's get this on. Okay, you can see that they hit all those liquidations that we were pointing out. I don't know if you remember. We saw this week. We knew this was a false move because this bounce, it was a run for liquidity to gather even more liquidations here because the retail was on open longs with this bounce. And then we knew prices were going to come to these liquidations. They did. And now, if you notice, it's looking quite, I would say quiet. It's looking quiet in this zone here. You can see a cluster of liquidations at 30,300, but again, that's above previous highs. I think you'll be able to see here very easy. Okay, you can see that those were your highs. That's a resistance zone, and above resistance you have all these liquidations. Okay, so it makes sense. And now in the 3 months time frame, let's see, because I think this one gets even more interesting. Okay, let's see what we got here. I mean, you can see that the closest amount of liquidations are still below us at 25,400, okay, which matches with the resistance that we had for quite a long time. We had 2 sell-offs from this point, 25,400, and we haven't tested a support yet. So, you know, if we continue going lower from the daily 50MA, or even if we see now a push to the daily 50MA and then we get a rejection again and we cannot get above it, then we're expecting 25,400, that zone, to get tested. And also you can see that there is quite a lot of liquidations there. Then of course to the downside, if we lose that zone, the 25,000 zone, 22,000 should come next. And if we break above the daily 50MA, hold it as support again like we did in this time over here. Okay, this was, I think, in 10 days we tested the daily 50MA as support 6 times. So if we recover the daily 50MA, test it as support, then yes, you can go for all this liquidity above. All right, but for now we have to play what the market gives us. And for now, if you check the chart, we are below the daily 50MA, the 4-hour 50MA. So I'm not gonna open any longs here. Okay, I'm gonna be favoring the wick to the downside to get filled first. Okay, which is around 26,050. Well, say 26,000, give or take. All right, so that's pretty much everything, guys. Play careful, stay tuned with the news. I know sounds weird, but I think it's an important week to stay tuned with the news. Also, there is going to be a lot of FOMC officers speaking. They're going to give a lot of speeches, so they might slip up and give us some clues about what could happen next in the economy. Okay, and yes, that will trigger a lot of liquidity. So I hope that this video was helpful, that it was clear. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.